Hey guys, sorry, no intro today. We're just going to go right into it. Thank you for waiting. Teresa's here with me. We have about 45 minutes until press conference time. So I did not even waste time with the intro. We'll do that later. What the Beth is going on here?
We'll do like an exto. What is that called? An exit
Yeah,
one.
an exto
Instead of an intro.
Yes.
What's up, everybody?
Hey guys.
It has been so exciting this morning.
It has been crazy news in Colorado today. I know you guys have all been watching the coverage probably all morning of Barry. We do possibly have a little more info. I do want to put out there, of course, in Teresa's style. It is rumor. Hey, Anna Kay. It is not confirmed yet. And you know how we're so careful to say rumor versus fact. So, hey, Makeup and Murder. We do have a couple little tidbits of rumors. So, hope everyone's having a good morning. Hey, everyone coming in. I'm just giving people a little. That was fast. Hey, Maui girl. It's good news, but I know it is sad. It's bittersweet. That's what I was writing in Patreon this morning. It's definitely bittersweet because, I mean, we all suspected it, but it's heartbreaking for the kids and her family.
It's important when there's an impromptu appearance by Unmasked.
Right? We never do that.
I'm like, get your shit together, Vanessa.
Right?
We're going.
It's basically like that. I'm trying to scramble, get notes, get new information, get everything up. But actually, that's all that's been on my mind this morning is their daughters. I can't stop thinking about that. I can't imagine what their mind, what their thought process is today. And so really thinking about them and I don't know. I don't even think there are words. It's both their parents. And I just hope that they have a strong support system wherever they are. Oh, yeah.
Well, it's so hard because, her family hasn't had any contact with the girls for quite some time. So, I mean, it is bittersweet. It's exciting news because it's one of those cases that I was like on the edge of like, is anything ever going to happen, or is this just going to continue to go the way that it's been going? And it was, one of those you're not privy to all the information, so you just sit back and hope. But so it is bittersweet. But I mean, both of their families really. I mean, this is like,
yeah, I agree. And it's weird. And we always talk about this. We've been thinking about her a lot lately, and it has been frustrating. Even just thinking about Maya's case, been thinking more and more about Suzanne lately. Sorry, as I'm still a little sick, and she's been on my mind a lot, especially with her birthday. And then it was weird, Maya's birthday, and it was one of those where it just felt really frustrating. Like, is this going to sit cold? Is this? So in that sense, it is really good news, but there's a long way to go. We realize. Hi, Dave. Hey, Lynn. So we're gonna start. I'm sure all of you guys have exactly Algo one. That is what we were saying earlier today. This happens, and we have faith that Maya's case will be hopefully next. So we have some information we're going to go over. Teresa's got some pictures for us that we're going to put up. I know that a lot of you have probably been watching these lives all morning about what's going on. Maybe you guys have seen the documents. Here, let me put this up here.
I'll start with Suzanne's sister. So Lauren Scharf, who's the journalist that's been following this since day one, she actually spoke with Suzanne's sister today. So I was going to play that if you guys are okay with that. Okay, hold on, let me add it in. Here, start fresh.
Melinda, Lauren, hey, what's your first reaction to hearing the news that Barry Morphew? My first reaction.
Great.
And grateful. I'm just so grateful, Lauren. I'm so grateful for law enforcement, for Sheriff John Beatty, for the FBI, for the CBI, for the people who have worked tirelessly and had the sister into their hearts. They have her. And today, justice is beginning for my sister. And you were one of the first people that Sheriff John Beatty called. Why was that? Sheriff John is a man of his word. He is a man of integrity, and I have the highest regard for him. A year ago, when my sister went missing, he reached out to me with sincerity and concern, and he promised me that when the perpetrator was found and arrested, I would be the first person he would call. The moment that person was arrested, I would be called first. And I took him at his word, Lauren, and he did what he said he was going to do. And he's never faltered. And he has my forever gratitude. Forever. To finally see some sort of justice, almost a year, we're less than a week away from the 1-year anniversary of Suzanne going missing. How does that make you and your family feel? Lauren, it's been the journey that no one ever imagines that they'll take. You know, it's the journey you see other people take, and you never imagine you're going to be on that journey. It's been a long journey. It's been a journey of a lot of heartache, a lot of brokenness, a lot of sadness for two families, Lauren. You know, this isn't just about Suzanne. This is about a ripple effect into the lives of so many people that I care about. Barry's family, my family. But you know, it's almost a year, and it's been a year of growth for a lot of us, and it's a relief. I have such mixed emotions today. I have a great joy for my sister, and yet a great sadness for the family of Barry Morphew. A deep sadness there too. And you know, two daughters now, you know, don't have both of their parents. Do you have anything you would like to say to Macy and Mallory? Thank you, Lauren. It's been well over a year and longer since I've even had any ability to have any contact with them. And I would say to Mallory and Macy that I've been praying for you every day, and that I adore you girls as the offspring of my beautiful sister, and I will never stop loving you. And I am here for you. Whenever you need me, girls, I am here, and I have all the love in the world for you. And I love your dad. Though he has done a terrible thing, I still love him, girls, and I will pray for him and continue to pray for him, and I will never stop. And I'm here waiting for you, girls, when you need me. That's what I want to say to him, Lauren. Okay. And Melinda, what do you want the world? I know that this story of Suzanne went nationally, internationally. What do you want people to know about your sister, Suzanne? Oh, I want the world to know that my sister was the darling of our family. She was the rose among thorns. That's what I used to call her. She was the delight of my family. She was a delight. She was my gift when I was 15. You know, she was my gift when I was 15. And I want the world to know that my sister today would only want the love of God to be known and the forgiveness of Christ to be real. She would only want people to forgive and to reconcile this brokenness in this world. She would never, ever want bitterness or hatred to enter any of our hearts. She would only hope for God's best for everyone concerned, Lauren. That would be her message. And what happens next? Are you and your family going to come to select Salida, and what's going to happen now?
You know, Lauren, I don't know what the future brings, just like I couldn't have ever anticipated this. You know, I've had to live one day at a time through this journey, and that's the way I'll continue, Lauren, to walk one day at a time. With God's grace and His direction, you know, I am willing, and God is fully in control. So I would imagine there'll be a day that I certainly will be in Salida, and maybe some of my family will join me. I'm recently engaged to be married to the finest man I've ever met, and he will be accompanying me through this journey with great strength and love. So I'm so grateful today.
Well, Melinda, thank you so much for talking with me. I'm sure we'll have many more conversations in the future.
Thank you for loving my sister, Lauren.
I've never met her. Her story has really touched them, and you know, they continue to bring awareness to Suzanne and her story, and I'm grateful for that as well.
Thank you, Lauren.
All right, talk to you later, Melinda.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wow. That interview choked me up. I cannot imagine what her family is going through, and especially with the, like you said before, the fact they've been able to talk to the girls. So for those of you just joining us, I see a lot of questions in here about who that was. That was Suzanne's sister speaking earlier. We're going to hashtag, we'll go ahead and link that interview in the description. And also in about 35 minutes, Fox 31 is going to have a conference with all of the, I know, Sherry Ann, I'm like, they're going to have a conference with all the updates. And it's 2:25 here, so 35 minutes.
Most of the time, that's not the whole story. Every night when I want to give people something deeper.
Here, just mute that. You can mute yours thing. Here, hold on. Or did you get it?
I got it. It just started playing the next video in the background, so I had to just close it.
People might do that. So those of you, I'm sure you've all been watching, but if you don't know, Barry Morphew was arrested. He was charged with first-degree murder, tampering with evidence, and attempting to influence a public officer. The last charge I wasn't sure about, as far as it can mean a couple different things. Yeah, I know. I'll go one. I can't wait to see the affidavit. I have seen that charge applied before in other cases. The one that I just did on Kenya Monhe that happened in Denver, she was charged with that. She only served a couple months of jail for that, but that was Travis Forbes, the murderer's girlfriend, had that charge, and it was for just lying to police officers about Travis's alibi. So I know a lot of people are taking that to attempting to bribe a public officer. So I guess that's possible, but it's also possible that it's just on the lying charge, because I have seen it applied that way. So just a side note. Yeah, Melissa definitely could. I've just seen it in other cases for that. So I don't have confirmation on exactly what that entails. I know we're all anxious to see the arrest affidavit, that's for sure. 9 Angels, it was premeditated, or that's the charge, is premeditation. And then based on the rumors that are coming out right now from people I know in Salida, again, important to clarify rumors, I can see why that would be the charge. Exactly, Ridley. So if they can throw down an additional charge because he lied in his interrogations, then that's my thought process, that's what that is, but I don't know.
The rumors are that and this is once again just rumor because we don't have the concrete affidavit yet, so yes. Is that he was trying to pay off some officials to not investigate the crime. And that's where that charge is stemming from. So, I mean, once again, once we get the arrest affidavit, we'll know. So it seems that there would have probably been a grand jury indictment done, grand jury convened, and then they got the warrants and everything, and then they went and got him this morning, but they already knew that this was what the plan was.
Right. And Teresa and I were talking about that earlier. Obviously, some people were in the know that this was going to happen, based on some things that we've seen in recent days and today. So I don't think this was a surprise for absolutely everyone. As far as the affidavit is sealed right now.
Well, I can grab that.
And as of the last, we have, he hadn't been processed. We didn't have the booking photo or anything like that. All right, so let's address that really quick. Sandy, serious. If you want me to go rumor
mill,
not
in order, I apologize. I thought they were.
I just sent these to her this morning, so they're. As far as the rumor mill, if you guys want me to go ahead and again, disclaimer, absolutely no proof on our end if these rumors are true. These are coming directly from people out of Salida that I trust. Oh, actually. Which the press conference is in 30 minutes, and we'll probably find out a lot more then. The rumors I have heard, again, rumor is that they possibly did find her. No idea if that's true or not. The other strange rumor that I heard was that it was possibly not in Salida. Yes, Melissa Jade, that's the rumor that I heard. And if you'll remember, we can also link, Teresa, I can also link that video in the description too. Before that huge search that happened, I had driven down to Salida and met a friend down there, and we had gone to the hotel in Broomfield where he was up and he had the insurance paperwork spread out, if you'll remember. He reeked like chlorine. He was acting strange. He didn't have the tools. So we were out at that hotel first, then drove down to Salida. The rumors that I've heard is that it's possibly at that construction site that's all the way up here. So I don't know yet. Again, don't come for me if it's not true. That is, you know how this works. Once this happens, rumors are abound.
This is just showing that the warrant affidavit has been suppressed from the public. So we won't see any of that for right now.
Right. Yep. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss any question. I don't know, Lulubelle. Possibly. I don't know. Because there were multiple sites. I know when we went down to Salida, I went to the place, by the river. I can tell you from what I've been told for the people in Salida, there was no digging in that area. That's all is quiet at the river house, where it was weirdly, it had jutted out and past the property line and had the rocks. I was told today it was quiet. Oh yeah, we have a picture of that from my trip. It's right there. Actually, it's hard. We couldn't get within a certain range, obviously, because it's private property. I got as close as humanly possible. Yep, right where Teresa's at is where, right there. And I have a bunch of pictures in there from there. And then I've got some pictures I did some side by sides. I've got some pictures from the news compared to pictures from my trip.
I apologize, you guys. I thought they were when I saved them. Then they got all discombobulated.
That's it. That is the picture. One of the ones. And if you go behind the house and you go in, there's it juts out past the property line. There's rocks piled over it, and it's the one that his coworkers had talked about. He was acting erratic that night or that day at the construction site. However, my sources tell me that it's quiet over there. There's no digging over there. That's not part of the deal. So, hi, Rhonda. Oh, me too. Dina 81. So we've also got, though, remember I went out to the new property where he just bought the property. That was out in the middle of nowhere, and there was some really interesting patches.
Yeah, there's one of them.
There was one of them. So that's from when I went out to his new property. It's beautiful. But it's out in the middle of nowhere. And there were some interesting, as I sent to my team, areas out there. Hey, AJ. And there was some also, I took a couple of those pictures. But again,
in order so I could actually go straight that way. So once again, my
No, you're fine. I'm just glad we found the pictures. We were scrambling this morning to find them. There's some pictures. I don't know if you guys can see the dirt. There was some interesting stuff over there, to say the least. And then, but again, there were multiple properties. That's another one of his new property.
All the mounds out here.
Yeah, there's all kinds of mounds. So we just basically checked all of that out. But when the rumors, I don't know, Melissa Jade, I saw you up. Hey, Danielle, saying up there about the construction site. I don't know which construction site. I've only heard the rumors. And the rumors I heard was it was a construction site not in Salida, which would lead me to believe, you know, up towards Denver or the retaining wall. Yeah, trauma and true crime, that's my thought as well. But again, we'll find out more. And like I said a million times, but it'll still happen. Don't come for me. Those are just rumors that I'm getting from locals, but not 100% sure. I know, 9 angels. Exactly, Mary. But it's like we said, it is bittersweet because we're still waiting on so much information, which is always hard, but we try to be patient. No, she never did. Yeah, I know, Sherry Ann. And I think all of us knew, we're always careful, but I think a lot of us knew that day. I remember reading about it in our local, online, and I just thought, oh God, even I know this sounds so whatever, but just looking at the pictures of them and that one picture in particular, you know exactly what picture I'm talking about, where he's standing in front of her at the door, you just get that instinct and you just get a feeling, I think, after you do this enough. And I don't know, I'm sure if I asked for a show of hands of everyone who felt that way when they saw that picture, it's probably pretty similar. There was just a feeling. I don't know. I thought I sent that one to you. Maybe I didn't, Teresa.
No, I think I have it. I just, once again, I'm like the jack of all trades and the master of none.
No, that's
here we go.
We threw this together.
I will find it eventually.
We here at Unmasked like a lot of prep time, and I literally threw like 25 pictures at her in about a 5-minute period and was like, here you go. So, but no, this is the picture I'm talking about. And yeah, I'm not trying to be any certain way, but it looks like from now, there's just something, in my personal opinion, about him that looks unhinged, always has. Just my opinion. Yeah, knock, knock. That's exactly when the first day she went missing and I saw that picture, I had a weird, I don't know, I guess it's just a true crime thing. Yeah, it is eerie. Yeah, Melissa. And then, thank you, AJ. And it's been a frustrating case. I know we did some videos on it, and it was one of those, we were just talking about this, I think it was a week ago, Teresa and I, how frustrating this case is. And I know a lot of us that we talk in Patreon, this has been one of those that it's been hard because it feels like we all know what happened, pretty much. We all kind of figure it's and nothing and no justice for Suzanne. And that's hard. From anything we've ever heard about her, seen from her, learned from friends or family, she seemed to be an amazing person. Just a lovely, lovely woman. And that just makes it even worse. I agree, Jax. I can't imagine what their daughters are going through today. And that's where my mind has been all morning. Bless those little girls. That's so sad for them. And I'm sure the last year has been hard enough without their mother, let alone the turn of events today. Oh, you're welcome. So like I said, we've got the press conference and now 22 minutes on Fox 31. And we'll put the link up, but we could also run it, Teresa, in the groups too. We could get somebody to do that.
Well, they took away watch parties.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, I mean, we'll still run it in there, but we can run it on here too. I'm going to try to pull up Barry's interview because I think that'd be a very interesting watch right about now. So give me 1 sec.
Yes. Oh, I can't even tell
I
you.
can change the picture to one of them that from your trip up there. Let me see.
Yeah. The whole thing was interesting. I don't know if any of you haven't watched it. Again, I'll link it in the description, but the hotel thing was interesting because a couple things stood out to me when we went to that hotel. Okay. And for those of you, after she allegedly went on her bike ride that we know that she didn't go on, let's be real, or assume she didn't go on. Should be careful of that. He goes up to Broomfield, which is, for those of you who aren't in the area, it's about 2.5 hours north. It's a trek. And it's, now remember also, this was back when we just had the new stay in place orders. So there was no one on the road, and it's already kind of a desolate path to travel. And then if you couple that with the stay in place orders, I mean, there was hardly anyone on the road at that time. So that kind of stood out to me when we drove down to how, isolated it was. And then we went to the hotel. There's cameras everywhere. So anything that he would have done at the hotel, I have no doubts would have been caught on camera. They're all over the place. I was actually taking pictures of them. There's so many. Went into one of the rooms. And they said that everything, remember he had said everything smelled like chlorine. So went in to see if that rumor was even true. There is a pool that's right there, but there was a bleach smell. There were insurance papers everywhere. I mean, there was a lot that looked super suspicious. And then Sherry had brought up that we don't, again, we're going to find out more details as we go when we read the arrest affidavit, but it has the date of the murder as Mother's Day, May 10th. But again, we don't have the details. I know the insurance papers, that was really just icing on the cake that he had those laying around. Exactly. Knock, knock. Yeah, Maureen. Yeah, it's impossible. That is it. And it's in a new kind of developing, like very big developing spot. I mean, there's cameras all over the place. And I did go and look at the construction site. So I don't know if that's the one that keeps being talked about in these rumors. Oops, I missed that. He had when and we can link the interview, but when the workers were interviewed, they said that when they went up, and I think his name was Jeff Puckett, if I remember correctly, when he went up to the hotel and he said that there was a strong bleach smell, Barry actually was had just showered, there was a bleach smell, and there was insurance paperwork lying around the hotel room. Oh, exactly, Wanda. Yeah, exactly, Lynn. So that was just extra suspicion. I mean, there's been so many things from the time that she went missing that are huge red flags. I think we've all known. It's just been extremely frustrating. And I found personally that search was amazing. I wasn't able to make the actual search, so I'd gone down a couple days before on my own. And that was frustrating in itself because, they had the dogs, they had hits. There was all kinds of interesting things that developed there, and then it was quiet again. And I know they've kept the investigation really close to the vest. And of course, you've got CBI and FBI that was involved in this investigation. But I'm I do, Ageless Beauty, I do think there's a lot of strong evidence, and I'm really trying to be careful, but I do trust my sources. And I did find it interesting that, it'd be interesting to see if it is circumstantial or if it is true that any remains were found. And I can't verify that. I wish I was tentative even putting that out there because that's not what we do. But I have heard that from now 2 sources, but I'm not sure. That could be not true. Yeah, I really hope so, Wanda. That's what I was thinking, because it is premeditated first-degree murder. So there's that. And tampering with evidence. then you've got his purchase of the trees. I don't know. I know a lot of these details are kind of muddy maybe because it's been a while. I mean, when I went there, it was last September. So it's been a while since all these searches happened, since we had. So what I was thinking is I'm going to go back and kind of catch everyone up. We're going to talk about it more tonight in Patreon. And I'm going to try to go back and do a timeline of everything that's kind of had gone up to date. I really am anxious to see Fox's press conference here, though, in the next 15 minutes. Hi, Morky Mama. Yeah, the sheriff has been very, and I know there's been a lot of frustration too. I was going back through all of my notes, all of my pictures, all of my videos to try to catch up again. And I know there's been a really polarizing kind of feeling there about what's gone on with the local sheriff. A lot of people say he's done a great job and he's just kept everything really close to the vest. A lot of people do not feel that way and have been really frustrated. Oops. I missed that. Hang on, let me go back up. I don't want to, they're going a little fast. I agree, Algo. One excellent point. Francie, the news conference, and again, we'll find the link and get it up. I don't know if you just need to go to Facebook to Fox 31. They're the ones who are going to be running this, and in Colorado time at 3, it's 2:44 Colorado time right now. So we've only got a.
It's like in 15 minutes, and I have the link. I have the link on Lauren Sharp's page too.
Of course, Teresa's all over it.
But it might not be in order, but you know.
Stop.
And then I think I have his. Let me take this off of here. I can play his.
Yeah,
his little speech. Give me one sec.
I'd like to hear that again. I know you guys. It's real short. I believe that was one of the things about it. I believe it's like a minute long, if that. No, we don't know, Melissa. There very well could be. Not that it matters. We've got, like Rainey just said, we got Patrick Frezzi. We've got Kelsey Schelling. Just happened. No body. He got life in prison. And it was basically, if I understand correctly, almost all circumstantial evidence. So, I mean, and that was a Colorado case. If you guys aren't familiar with that, I would look that one up. That one is very interesting. Just happened. Horrible case. Not too far from where Suzanne was. It was in Pueblo. And no body. Yeah, I'll go one. I've heard the same. Your chat's not working, Leah? Thank you very much, Sammy. I appreciate that. I know, Morky, that's what I'm hoping. I know that there was some talk this morning about really hoping that he will confess. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, we can link these videos too when we're done. We can link them all under the. I'm going to share because this one's the investigation discovery one. It gives a little bit of a backstory plus his little bit of an interview. So
I just want to point out Melissa Burba's comment really quick because I couldn't agree with her more. On some of these cases, we get so frustrated because, and I get it. We as the public, we get outraged. We want answers. We want it fast. We want it, and I get it. But just because there's quiet and there's nothing actively that we can see out in front of our faces doesn't mean things aren't going on behind the scenes. And I've seen that in so many other cases. This is just another example of that. Yeah, Mary, that's definitely possible. Yep. And we'll make sure we wrap this up before that starts. We've got about 10 minutes, 13 minutes. I agree. And Maureen, I don't know if you came on just now.
Anyone is out there.
Oh, here we go. Sorry.
That has you. Please do whatever it takes to bring you back. We love you. We miss you. Your girls need you. No questions asked. However much they want, I will do whatever it takes to get you back. I love you. consequence.
Yeah, exactly, Slap. That whole, and let's just talk about that for just a second. That speech he gave, so many, I believe I have a whole video on that. So many red flags. Okay. Thank you, sweet crazy. Not to mention just the emotional part of that. His body language, his emotions. There's words there and there's expressions, but there's nothing behind it. And we all know that. There just wasn't.
Okay, do you guys want to stream it here? Or do you guys want me to stream the press conference on here? Or do you want to hop off and watch it?
If you do, let me see, hold on. Let me see if I can do this. I'm actually working something out right now.
Okay. Then everybody just sit tight. Let Vanessa work her magic.
Let me work my magic.
So I got something in the works.
I'm like, this is why I get, when I look distracted, it's usually because I've got tips coming in. I'm working something out on my phone, and I am horrible at multitasking if you've just met me. Poor Teresa. She can do all that crap all at the same time.
Shoot, you crazy. I can't even, I'm like, I can't even find the darn link to what I wanted to post.
Okay, I just got... Ooh, okay, I was going to have to jump off like in the next 2 minutes, and but now I don't have to.
Perfect.
So, I guess the other issue is, though, news making noises. We have to make sure that we can. I don't want Fox to hit me with...
They won't. Most of them are streamed.
Fox, don't hit us.
They do. We can always just cut the presser out.
Yeah, if they do, we can just cut it out.
But most people do.
Yeah, they do. I hope. I don't. We'll link them in the description. We'll give them all full credit. Don't come for us, Fox, please. Thank you, Ellen.
What does the Fox say?
We do make a good team. Because I don't think either on our own. Well, I know I can speak for myself, but
yeah, then you're like sending me out on my own. Like, okay, like I've raised you now, and you can go out and have your own lives. And I'm like,
I am.
No, I can't do it by myself.
Time, baby bird. I actually was about to be like to peace out on you right now, but I'm not going to. Yes, Poochie.
Poochie.
I really hope, and I just feel, and again, maybe we'll find out in the next 8 minutes when it starts, if those rumors are true, and then I will take it back. And like I said, I put it out there a million times, and it's just rumor. Don't know if her body was, or any remains were found. The rumor mill is a buzz that it was. No idea. Do it. I'm getting a lot of do it's, Teresa. Do you think we can do that? Get the volume up and run it from here?
I can run. Yeah, I can run it. I'll turn full volume on my laptop. We'll see how high this baby can go.
I'm
bring it back. I'm like, sorry, I blew the speakers. Can you fix it?
We are going to attempt to stream it from here. Again, don't come for us, Fox. We'll tag you in the description. The rumor, T. Baldwin, I do have some friends in Salida that have messaged me in the past couple hours that, yeah, right, Mariana, that, I don't know, that there were remains found. And the weirdest part of that rumor was that they were found not in Salida, that they were found north. And where that leads me to believe, if that were true, let's just go down this rabbit hole, true or not, for just a second. If we follow that line of thinking, that would, oh, really, Holly? Interesting. That would take us to Denver and possibly the Broomfield construction site, where the hotel. And that's an excellent point, Sherry Ann, possibly. And I don't know, maybe some of you in chat can answer this. I've heard varying rumors as well about possible accessories. I do not have anything solid on those. I've heard 3 different names. I just heard a third in chat, so I don't know. No. But that's really interesting. But yeah, that's what I'm wondering, Ageless Beauty. That is exactly what I was thinking, because the timeline of that day actually does fit with that rumor. So that's the one piece that's interesting to me. If you follow the timeline, it actually does kind of fit. Mm. No, and I'm not. Let's see. I missed what Dave said. That's definitely a possibility, Lynn. It would, and that's the other piece that makes me think it might not be the case. Thank you so much. That could be the other piece that would make me maybe lean the other way, that it would be incredibly risky. However, again, we'll find out more here in a few minutes, but I can see reasons on both sides. I've done that trek. I mean, I'm up in that area. I've done that trek a million times. At that time, with the stay in place orders, there was hardly anyone on the road. And I mean hardly anyone on the road. It's a very desolate trek. However, that doesn't mean that it did or didn't happen. These are just rumors. Hey, DJ. For some reason, the volume is all over the place. Thank you, Brian. Stephanie, I think she's going to try to stream it. Let me find out right now.
I am. I'm working on uploading it. I'm working on getting it shared right now. Okay. So finding a good stream.
Okay, cool. So Teresa's working on that right now. We're a couple minutes. Oh, it's on right now. We'll try to get it up here. And if we can't, it's on Facebook on Fox 31. Here we go.
updated today. Okay? So I'm going to go in, round everybody up, and then we'll be right back out. Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay, so she's going in right now to get, so she just went over the spelling of who's going to be talking, and then she's going to bring them out now. So she was just getting everything set up.
Thank you, T.
Welcome, T.
Yay. All right. We're going to get some, we got it worked out.
I didn't realize if I was muted that it was muted. See? Learning curve.
Learn something every day. I know. I was like, I think you need to mute. Thank you, Dave. I did not see her shoes, Sky. No. I know. I thought for a brief minute when she turned around, I thought, well, that was the shortest conference. We just made everyone miss.
It's supposed to have started yet, and we still have a minute before it starts.
We do. I think people got antsy because, oh. So we should be starting any minute. Tammy, you better believe it. I'm going to go to Gannon's trial, and I'm going to go to this one. Absolutely.
And if there's set dates that I can fly out and book a hotel room, I want to go too.
Yes, that would be awesome. I know.
Watch this guy take a plea.
You know what? I mean, this is just speculation, conjecture right now, but based on what we've seen of his personality, wouldn't surprise me if he goes not guilty the whole way through and puts the family through a trial and puts them through. I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, that's true. He's a little
I don't
cocky.
know. I mean, I'm not sure. Oh, Holly, well, hopefully not. If we get in trouble, we'll pull it off the end. I hope not, though.
There's like seven channels. I just got notifications that are streaming it. So, and I watch most of my press conferences on people's channels. So,
okay,
I highly doubt it's an issue.
Okay. Same. I agree with. I just don't. I'm with you. It's just Beth. I don't know why. It's just a feeling. I don't think that he's going to. I don't know. He seems narcissistic to me. He seems extremely arrogant and cocky to me all the way around. I don't even know if his ego would allow him to, take accountability. Looks like we're getting ready to start.
This is one of those things that sucks about Colorado getting rid of the death penalty. All right.
Yeah, I know. Here we go.
He's going to be like, we can't answer any questions at this time.
Right.
Can everybody hear me okay? Up? Yeah. All right. I'm Chaffee County Sheriff John Speasy. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to read you a prepared statement, and then we'll introduce our district attorney and take questions after. Good afternoon. I wanted to thank you for traveling to Chaffee County on such short notice for today's briefing. Before we begin, I just wanted to speak briefly about Suzanne. I have to admit, I did not know Suzanne personally before the beginning of the investigation, but now I feel I've gotten to know Suzanne quite well. I have learned that Suzanne loved her two daughters, Mallory and Macy, deeply, and there was nothing she wouldn't do for them. I've also learned that Suzanne had a passion for life and lived it to its fullest. I've also learned that Suzanne was very easy to like and was cherished by her closest friends. I believe people like Suzanne are a rare find, and those who knew her were indeed very lucky. Today marks a major milestone in this investigation of Suzanne Morphew's disappearance. We're announcing that at 09:15 hours this morning, the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office arrested Suzanne Morphew's husband, Barry Morphew. He was taken into custody near his home in Poncha Springs. He was alone at the time of his arrest, and he was arrested without incident. Today marks the culmination of thousands of hours in this comprehensive investigative effort to locate the mother of two who went missing May 10th of 2020. More than 70 investigators from the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office, the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and dozens of other local law enforcement agencies have provided their expertise on this case. We've executed more than 135 search warrants across Colorado. We've interviewed more than 400 individuals in multiple states. Our team has also investigated more than 1,400 tips generated from within and outside of law enforcement. In early April, the extensive work completed by our investigative team was presented to the 11th Judicial District Attorney's Office. In that multiple-hour presentation, we outlined all of the information and evidence we have taken in over the past 12 months. Following that meeting, the District Attorney's Office reviewed our case and information and solidified their decision to move forward on this case. Today is not the day for celebration, nor does it mark the end of this investigation. Rather, it's the next step in this very difficult yet very important journey as we seek justice for Suzanne and her family. I know how deeply this case has impacted our community over the past 12 months. Through multiple conversations I've had with our citizens across the county, one message was clear from everyone, and that's that they wanted answers and they wanted justice for Suzanne. Although I'm not able to offer specific details, I want to assure the community that every action our investigators took in the past year led to today's arrest. This arrest would not be possible without the assistance of our supporting law enforcement agencies, which include the Colorado Bureau of Investigation, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and of course the 11th Judicial District Attorney, Linda Stanley, and members of her office. Before District Attorney Linda Stanley speaks, I want to extend my deep appreciation to our community for their support they've shown us for over the past year. While this has been a trying time for our citizens, I've seen our community rally around one another and our investigative team. I'd now like to introduce District Attorney Linda Stanley.
My name is Linda Stanley. I'm the District Attorney for the 11th Judicial District, which includes Fremont County, Custer, and Chaffee counties total. I wanted to say that thanks for being here for everybody, and there's a couple of things I'd like to address about this case. First, the investigation is still ongoing. Suzanne, her body has not been found, and we're still looking into that. The investigation is ongoing. Second, Barry Morphew is presumed innocent until proven guilty. That's important to remember. Third, the arrest affidavit is sealed at this time. I cannot and will not discuss it. Fourth, all media inquiries from this date forward should go through my office. However, I'm sure you all are aware and know that we cannot talk about any open or active investigation, and that is per the rules of professional conduct that we will abide by. Lastly, I wanted to say that today is a good day. It's a good day for all of the men and women in law enforcement that have tirelessly worked toward getting here. They worked day in and day out, sacrificing more than any of you will ever know. They even continued working and continued their sacrifices as they were being raked over the coals and second guessed as to their skills and abilities. I'm standing here in front of you on this good day because they never quit. Sheriff Speasy and his deputies at the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office, Alex Walker, investigator for the 11th Judicial District, those two individuals and Sheriff Speasy's office in particular are consummate professionals and, quite frankly, some of the best I've ever worked with in my entire professional career. They followed every lead, every tip, and every unanswered question, no matter what direction it led them in. They never compromised the integrity of the investigation. On several occasions over the last few months after I was sworn in on January 12th of this year, I met with these professionals and went through hours and hours of their meticulous investigation. Their investigation was presented to our office just a few weeks ago. For me, today is a good day, but for my office, this is where the work begins. There's more work to be done. However, this is an important and incredibly crucial step. And today is a good day for Suzanne. As far as I'm concerned, today is all about Suzanne. And it's about her family. And it's about all the individuals that knew her and loved her and cared about her. That's what this day is about. And it's a good day. Thank you.
All right, we'll go ahead and take some questions now. Right down the way.
Thank you. If you don't mind, you're not releasing the affidavit. You don't have a body. How do you prove members of the public that you have a strong case?
For those that didn't hear the question, he said, we're not releasing the affidavit and we don't have a body, so how can I convince the public that we have a strong case? That's my job. I'm the one that considers how strong my case is before I bring charges, and I wouldn't bring charges unless I was confident.
Suzanne has been missing for nearly a year now. What made you take this step today as opposed to any time in the past year? Who's that directed to? Either one. Would you repeat the question, please? Kinda? Yeah. Yeah. Suzanne has been missing for nearly a year. What made you take this step today as opposed to any time in the past year? It's been a culmination of our investigation over the past year. Honestly, it kind of oversimplifies today is just any other day. It's been our investigation over the past year that got us where we are today. And based on other information we gathered, we acted on it. Today became the day. But it's been a culmination of everything we've gained over the past year. And I know for everybody here, you say, well, that's hard to understand that because we haven't said so much about the investigation. That's what's so important about this investigation that got us here today is the amount of everything that's gone into this and what's brought us here and the ability to remain silent and do the very best we can to put the best case forward. All of that led us to where we are today.
This can also be for the sheriff that you made this arrest today and you've been searching for Suzanne Morphew for a year. Is there any indication today that she is not alive anymore?
The question is if we've been searching for her and we hadn't found her, and if there's any indication that she wasn't alive today, is that correct? Well, we believe that she's not alive. We filed first-degree murder charges, or we're in the process of filing first-degree murder charges. So our belief is Suzanne is not alive at this time.
Sheriff Stevie, talk about how press charges today. When in your investigation did you know that she was no longer alive, and when did you change to it was no longer a missing person case that you were dealing with? It was now a homicide.
You know, that's actually a really good question. I'm sorry. It's a good question in that it's not the light bulb moment doesn't happen overnight. It's when you begin an investigation, you start collecting information, you gain more information, and as you go along, you continually assess what you're doing, and as time goes by, you start eliminating certain things and start bringing in other things, and as you progress, you go from one point to another, and you make realizations, and so your investigation is always it never ends till it's over, if that makes sense, and you're constantly learning things, and so you go from what you believe here to what we present now, and so it's a process, and it's been a long process, been a very tedious process.
Was there a date for a time?
Black Mexico? Yeah, Jim, member of public life. I know that District Standard said the warrant is in all fields. Could we let folks know what's been charged with? The first degree murder, anything else?
Jan, you're Jan, right? Yeah. That was in the early press release we put out. Did it not have a charge? I don't okay.
Did you read all the charges?
I don't have them with me. Where's Alex? Yeah.
The question was asking what the charges were. It was first-degree homicide. It was tampering with evidence and attempting to influence a public servant.
Sure. Is Mr. Morphew being held here at the facility now? The question is if Mr. Morphew is in our detention facility. Barry Morphew is in the Chaffey County Detention Facility.
Then what are the next steps?
will he make a first appearance? Or do we not know?
The question was, what is the next step and when is his first appearance? Tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning will be his advisement, where any arguments on his bond will be heard.
Give an update to the sheriff. Give an update on the search for Suzanne Morphew. Recovering that a bit. Has that changed at all?
You know, honestly, it changes every day. If we receive information, we as I said before, we've investigated 1,400 tips. We're always reacting to new information. There's always things we're looking at. We never rule out anything, so it's ongoing.
Is there anything new that you can share with us in terms of where you're looking?
There's nothing I can share at this time because it's still an open and ongoing investigation, so we're not able to share any of that information. Do we expect to make any more arrests in this case? No, we don't expect that at this time, no.
Is there an alleged cause of death?
An alleged cause of death.
The question is there an alleged cause of death? So at this time, without the body, we wouldn't be able to say that publicly. We do have information that led us to this point today and how we think a certain scenario had occurred. But as we investigate further, that may change. So at this time, I can't comment.
Hi, this is for either Sheriff or the District Attorney. Has Barry Morphew been able to interview him since he was arrested, and has he been cooperating with the investigation? Have you asked where the body is?
The question was if the suspect, Mr. Morphew, had answered any of our questions or told us where Suzanne Morphew's body is. And after Mr. Morphew was arrested this morning, he was taken into custody, and when asked questions, he said he wanted a lawyer, so all questioning ended.
Yes, he has retained counsel.
I think we're going to go ahead and first from the year. We have a couple more questions. We have one press conference for the whole time. And I get that. It's been a year. Yeah, and we've got a news release that's coming out, and there's going to be more. So thank you so much. News release will be coming out in just a few minutes. We appreciate your patience and your time for traveling here today. Thank you so much. That'll come out with that.
Okay, so there you have it. The press conference. I have so many questions after watching that, per the usual. So I don't know what you guys think. I'd love to hear from you in chat. Sounds to me like someone talked. Which could be the explanation for no, maybe someone cut a deal. You know, we never know, in exchange for information. And it looks like there's a 10:30 bond hearing. Hopefully there's no bond or he's not able to bond out. I think that would. Thank you, Tammy. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but it sounds to me like they have, someone who gave them info and possibly, I mean, again, speculation, maybe someone cut a deal. Right, Slap? Yeah, Melissa, I think so too. And then forensics, and I don't know if Algo 1 is still here, but I did have a question. Maybe some of you can answer this. And I can try to talk to my source again, but you guys remember the blue shirt. What was ever the outcome of that? I know it was sent away to be processed, and there was allegedly the shotgun spray and possible decomp fluid on that tiny blue shirt. Does anyone know? Hey, Barbara. Yeah, we'll go over this tonight in our Patreon live too. We'll go over, and I'll see if, I'm actually going to see if I can get some more information before then. Exactly, Melissa. We've seen that before, haven't we? Yeah, I agree, Sandra D. I don't know if he was aware that his arrest was imminent or not. But it sounds like they've had over 1,400 tips, which is incredible. And then, of course, if you guys have been following this, you also know that during all of this, Barry, sound familiar if you're following Maya's case as well? There's a pattern with these kinds of cases. Barry did not participate in the searches. He was known to carry around a shotgun and, tell people to get off his property. Not exactly cooperative in any sense of the word, in this investigation whatsoever. Again, of course, like she said, everyone is proven or everyone is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, blah, blah, blah. But as Teresa always says, except in the public opinion social media. That is really good, Sandra. So Taz, what happened was it was on Sunday, May 10th of last year. So we're almost exactly at the 1 year mark. He said that she'd gone on the bike ride and that he had conveniently left. He'd kissed her goodbye and he conveniently left to go up 2.5 hours north to Broomfield to work on this construction site on Mother's Day. Didn't have any tools in his car. Didn't have anything for his workers to work on this project, this retaining wall up here. And, the room smelled like bleach we talked about. He had insurance paperwork in the hotel room in the red flag city. So that was the timeline. So, that's why, yes, Melissa, we're definitely going to talk about it tonight. I know, right? Hybrid Pisces, Barry and Larry, so many similarities. And this was, yes, Dina, very important. This was about 60 days after lockdown. And I remember the roads back then, and I did travel this road. And yeah, it was desolate at best. And we are going to talk about this more tonight in our True Crime and Wine. We have those on Wednesdays with our Patreons. I'm going to see what I can get. If I can get more information, I'm going to see if I can get my source to come on. I have a couple hours to do that. That's going to be at 6 tonight. So we've got 2.5 hours until that. I'm going to see hey, Christine, I'm going to see what kind of magic I can work before 6 o'clock. We shall see. Oh, no problem. It's been a long time. So I know there's a lot of pieces. That's why I'm going to do an updated timeline. If you can, we have a whole playlist of Suzanne videos. Go back, watch those. There's a lot of good Suzanne videos out there, including the trip down there. You can see his property. You can see the different properties they have. We don't know, based on the press conference, what's going to come into play. Thank you, MyTube. Oh, welcome, Latina. So yes, definitely, we'll have to see. And we're going to, we'll keep you updated when we do. I mean, I know we're all dying to get our hands on the arrest affidavit. That's no secret. When we get that, when we get his booking photo, all that stuff, any new information. Thank you, Brianne. Exactly, for tonight. We will update that and get it out to you. Again, very bittersweet day in this case, because a lot of us are really rejoicing on his arrest. At the same time, it's heartbreaking for Suzanne's family and for their daughters. And that's what we need to keep in mind as their two daughters. And her family, but both of their parents now. And it's just heartbreaking. Yes, they'll have more on the news tonight. Bye, researcher. Yep, I'll see you in a couple hours. What are you, Christine? Are you saying it's your birthday? So anyways, thank you guys for joining us so much. Again, if you're able to, we're going to have another live tonight at Patreon. I'm going to see what I can get before then. We do that every Wednesday. I'll put the link in the description. But whatever your guys's, religious preferences are, I'm going to be praying for the girls they've been in my mind all morning since Teresa messaged me with the news. I can't stop thinking about them and what they're going through. Thank you, Amanda G. Well, if that's what you're telling me, Christine, happy birthday, sweetie.
Yes, happy birthday, Christine.
Yes, definitely. So we'll talk more about the live tonight. We are going to, I know, Moon River, they've been on my mind all morning. I get choked up just thinking about it because they've had a lot to process the past year. They really have. So thank you guys for joining us. It starts at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Right now it is 3:24 Mountain Time. So we've got about 2.5 hours until it starts. Thank you, Lynn. So we're going to hop off for now and get ready for our next live here in a couple hours. Hey, Kayla. And again, we will keep you guys updated on anything new that we get on Suzanne's case. Thank you, guys. Oh, welcome, Latina. All right, love you guys all. Thank you so much.
See you guys in a little bit.
Right, we'll see you in a little bit.